Hello and welcome everybody to another exciting episode of Brad versus Art, episode 3. I am Brad Weaver. Wow, 14 seconds in I already screw up. I am Brad Weaver, also known as Bradnar, from this channel and Three-Headed Gaming. And hopefully everything went smoother last episode, and I am continuing to refine the process, speeding up everything using that pause button, being honest, and actually getting people's permission for things, and seeing what I can do. Yeah, so that concludes the 1 minute intro. I am going to go into the next picture. In 3, 2, 1, go! Anyway, this is a picture called. Wow! Can't even spell my own country's name right. Jesus. Ugh. Canadial? Wow. This is a sign of things to come. Anyway, this is Canadian Climate Control by Phoenix Bat. And, yeah, so I had to go through his gallery and find something that was safe for work. And kind of unfortunate and fortunately, a lot of his not for safe work, a lot of his safe for work stuff is pretty well done. And it's got a lot of the stuff that I would point out. It's done correctly. So I'll see what I can do with this guy here, which is actually not his character. It's by Fufu. Fuufuu. So this is a collaboration, a commission, I guess. Anyway, let's see what I can do with this guy. Alright, I'm back now, and basically the biggest things I've seen with this is it's a pet peeve, and I know a lot of people have it, is that, tails are generally actually fluffy. The bone actually isn't like, this big. Like that's my horribly drawn vertebrae. It's not actually that big, and like the muscle puts it right here, and it's actually just a thin layer of fuzz. So like you kind of got a bit of it right here. You know, his paws is kind of sinking into the fur, but the biggest one here is, I'm assuming that this here is some sort of strap or band or belt or whatnot, and that's going along the tip of the tail. That should actually, squish it, and then you have your flower shape come out. It might not have to squish it that much, it depends on how tight it is, but if it's going to stay on, it's actually got to squish. My next biggest problems with it, well, you do have kind of a leaning back line of action, somewhat. So it'd be better if you had a lot more of a curve and a couple little tweaks. So basically, here's what I ended up coming up with here. Just make that a little. So basically, what I ended up doing was rotating the whole picture a bit here. Random black line. So yeah, I just I rotated the pictures so that I could have your character here a little more on their back, a little more cute, maybe submissive, kind of like what, looking all cute and whatnot. So more on the back, less laid back. And then the biggest thing with the pose here, I instantly thought of Flower from Disney's Bambi, and he is definitely squishing his tail right up, and it's just like a pillow, and it's just poofing all over himself. Like, squeeze an old-fashioned duster, like that rainbow-colored one, and you actually get this big. Gotta make this bigger so you can see. Just a big poofing action. Okay, that might have been too big. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that when he goes to hug it, I have his arms here kind of like hugging, snuggling, trying to keep warm because them Canadian winters. And then you just have a big kind of poofing of the fur up here. And then here, I'll just draw the spine here. And then some more poofing of the fur underneath. You definitely have to figure out what looks the best and design the tail pose properly. But basically, you just want this kind of squish right here with the hands. And then you end up having just this gap right here where fur's up top, fur's here, but then right where the arm is squishing it, like I've drawn in the red here, it's pretty small, but I have just this triangle of here, this space, showing that, you know, he's squishing it. The other things I kind of took a look at is I tilted his head up more. So, you know, before it was kind of looking down and looking up. Kind of, I don't know, it works. And you definitely get to see this cool line, muzzle shape that I can never do myself. But I decided maybe looking up is more of a little cuter here. And that way you can really drop the mouth to any way you want. So if you want them like, oh, I'm sorry, I was cuddling with my tail. Or you could have them really, like, jowls apparently. Oh, mustache and a monocle apparently. Anyway, you can position the mouth down a little lower for added innocence, cuteness, and whatnot. And then I did a couple things to kind of boost the silhouette and add some negative space and just eliminate this whole kind of, it's just cramped in this spot here, because you kind of have the foot sticking out here, but not a lot. Kind of have this here. You have your ears exposed, and it's just basically this. It's just a jelly bean, pretty much, that you've created here. So I've kind of varied it up a little bit. So definitely, if you want to poof up the tail even more, you could. But the big things that I did was I kind of cocked the ears, so you had one kind of going straight up and one off to the side, kind of adding to that cuteness thing, kind of caught off guard, surprised. And then, again, if you decide to make the tail a little less poofy or more poofy, you expose the foot here. But, you know, just some variates, you know, that's down, that's kind of middle, and that's up for your toes. And then this one's just kind of off to the side, just going, I'm a foot, just chilling over here. And that way, and last but not least, the tail kind of wrapped around the head like a pillow. So now it's not just I'm pressing it against me, kind of like I'm holding it against my crotch because I was doing something naughty. Now it's kind of I want to keep warm, and my tail is nice and fuzzy and warm. Anyway, those are my suggestions for this picture. So yes, that was Canadian Climate Control by Phoenix Bat. Now, let's move on. This here, I couldn't quite find a title, but going through the blog post a little, I kind of got the vibe that this was a bunch of Castlevania fan art. So this is some Castlevania guy. Probably the main character. I've never played Castlevania. Sorry, but Rebecca Foy, please don't kill me. Some Castlevania Guy by Rebecca Foy. Actually, one of my former classmates. So she's given me permission to tear this thing a new one. So here is what I'm going to say about your picture. And let's move on. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'll give you some real suggestions. Alright, I'm back with that Castlevania guy. And I'm looking at it and, you know, it's got a lot of, definitely got a lot of hip action here. Just, totally rocking that hip. Everything, all the weight is on this leg. And then he's popping the shoulder out, looking so cool. Not even looking where he's leaning. Problem is, though, he's too cool. Too cool to notice that all of his bones are broken. Like, for instance, this is your chest. And there's the center line to the chest. Maybe, I can't tell because it's just black. But maybe the chest is a little more on its side here. But we kind of got a 3/4 front, screen left torso, but a head that is profile looking the other way. That is the equivalent of getting someone's head and then fucking breaking it. Okay? Person is now dead. Okay? You have one sad Castlevania guy. I know you're pushing the pose, but you killed him. You killed him, Rebecca. You monster. So, basically, once I learn how to delete things, there's also the fact that you have floating feet. No. Your perspective established isn't steep enough that foot's here and that foot's there. It's just his feet are floating. Also, this is some bad. Anyway, here, let me just show you what I came up with, okay? So yes, I turned Castlevania guy into. Oh shit! I knew his day. I ruined my joke. Kiba. Oh, anyway, the guy from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! The one that goes like, Yugi, Mokuba, blah blah blah. Kaiba! Yes, fuck! I turned Castlevania guy into Kaiba with crazy trench coat going everywhere. So basically, what I did was I pushed your pose. I'm going to use black. Let me draw, damn it. I pushed your pose. So now it's like the most a human being can do without killing themselves. But here's the thing, I added a twist. You are seeing the complete side of the body here. Tiny bit of the back, a tiny bit of the front. That is an epic twist. And there, I exaggerated your arm. So now that there is some negative space, a little bit of a line of action. Could have actually done that more. Could have been up here, actually. So now there's even greater flow. Either way, arm up there. I can't do upwards anime faces, so you're going to have to deal with that. But, tilt up. So I'm looking at you, Parthenax. Alduin. And I just made the belt and the trench coat do cooler shit. So, because since that's on the side now, you can just totally omit drawing the body, or like the shirt entirely, and the belt, maybe just a hint of the belt here, and just go with cool, flowing, epic trench coat lines. Make it look like Kaiba. I almost forgot at that time. and then your belt going over the trench coat. Doesn't make any sense, but you got your levels. You got here behind, here middle, and here front. Gives you more depth. And, well, having bell-bottom pants is just an invitation for having cool fucking lines going all through to just, like, exaggerate neat lines and stuff. It doesn't make any sense, but it looks cool. And then that foot's there, but I made this one. Actually, yeah, point I forgot to mention. This leg, that long, huh. It looked wrong when I did it, or when I looked at it first. Oh well. Let's just say you did it wrong, and basically I just put the leg a little farther outwards and put him on his toes just to exaggerate his insane Yu-Gi-Oh stance more. So that's what I would fix to make it cooler. There you go, Rebecca. Enjoy. I'll say Simon, but I have no idea. Anyway, next picture. And last but not least, oh my god! I thought this file was deleted, but I found it and I brought it in. Here is Super Unstinky Man, the non-cartoon look, by me, Bradley Weaver, in 1998. That is 16 years ago. I remember drawing this in the 5th grade, and this was the best picture I've ever done. It blew everything else I had ever drawn out of the water. 'Cause look guys, I drew all the abs, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I drew a 10-pack. I drew pecs. He's got a shoulder, a bicep, a forearm, and a hand. And, like, look at the spikes on his mace. Look, I drew individual teeth. And he's got eyelashes, because everyone has eyelashes, so therefore he has eyelashes. He's got neck veins. He's got fucking armpit hair, and his shit. He's got crazy lips. Look. He's got boots with shoelaces. I was miles ahead of everyone in my class. Super Unstinky Man. I'm not going to go into the origin. This is a character. I will not go into it. That's another story. But here's what I would do to make Super Unstinky Man better. And I'm back to my lovely masterpiece from the 5th grade. Yeah, so it goes without saying this one needs a huge overhaul. So, I was thinking of, a mustache. Yeah, maybe a mustache and actually, a ninja with, nunchucks over here. And actually maybe another ninja over here. Except this one has a chainsaw. And then a dog of some sort over here that can breathe fire. So, oh, yes, and in the background, obviously a mushroom cloud, nuclear explosion. But in all seriously, it had to be redone. And apparently I'm more tired than I thought. So this is the best I could think of. Complete down shot. Him just going up to the heavens to curse God for being the bad guy, apparently. And he needs to yell at God for some reason. Or he's yelling into the rain to be badass, and it's raining. And there's specks of rain hitting his knuckles and his leg. And he's all on a rock. And he's on fire. No, he's not on fire. No, I don't want to cut a layer. But yes, basically, upshot. That's what I was thinking. And with some more anatomy. And this is some extreme some extreme perspective here in foreshortening. And that is like 100% wrong. Something this extreme, you have to be really knowledgeable in what you're doing. Or plan it out with one of these. And of course, plan that out so it's not done in half a second like mine. Yeah, it's a tricky shot. So, or, get photo reference. Otherwise, yeah, that's all I could think of. I apparently really want to go to bed. So yeah, upshot. Negative space. No line of action, sorta. Kind of through here. Could have done something else. Anyway, yeah, I apparently want to sleep. So, yeah, that concludes episode 3 of Brad versus Art. And I am the host and the artist and me. I am Brad Weaver, aka Bradnar, from this channel, Brad versus Heart. Brad versus Heart. I'm losing it. I'm not even that tired. Brad versus Art. Check out my other videos. Maybe not the first one. The second one's not too bad. And check out my other channel where I do video game reviews and Let's Plays with my bros. Three-headed gaming. And yeah, I can't do this thing without submissions because picking at random is bad. So please send me a comment on YouTube. If you follow me on Fur Affinity or DeviantArt, send me a note. Send me a picture. I'll review it. Let me know how angry you want me to be. If you want me some actual help or if you want me to go crazy. I'll be tired when I do it. That'll be delirious. Anyway, yeah, I'm just babbling. Apparently I want it to go for 24 minutes. So, Brad versus Art. Bye.